Let's take a look at how magnetic memory plane-based RAM changed the way we use computers. The analytical engine. Beginning its evolutionary path in 1834, RAM, or random access memory, has gone through many iterations and forms starting with Charles Babbage's analytical engine. His analytical engine, capable of adding or subtracting two 40-digit numbers in approximately 3 seconds, utilized punch cards to input data into the machine, which was then stored in its integrated memory, which could house about 16.6 kilobytes of data. For comparison, 1 GB of data is approximately 1 million kilobytes, and modern smartphones can store dozens to hundreds of gigabytes. This integrated memory, made of a system of axles that were each capable of storing one 40-digit number each, allowed the computer to store and recall data for the first time ever. The magnetic drum memory. It wasn't until nearly a century later in 1932, 98 years after Babbage's invention of his engine, that a new type of memory storage was invented. The first magnetic drum memory, invented by Gustav Toschek, a self-taught Austrian engineer, was capable of storing 500,000 bits of memory, or 62.5 KB of data, nearly 4 times the storage capacity of the analytical engine. This was the first introduction to magnetic memory in the computer world. The magnetic plane-based RAM chip. In the 1950s, as computers started to become more powerful and capable of performing millions of complex computations in a matter of seconds, memory started to split into 2 different categories, those being random access memory, also known as RAM, and read-only memory, or ROM, serving as storage memory. The processing unit of the computer would utilize the RAM as a sort of short-term memory, storing information relevant to its current computations in the RAM for immediate use, while the storage was like a long-term memory, storing data indefinitely until it was needed or until it was overwritten and replaced. A team run by Jay Forrester at MIT, including Bill Papian, Bernard Widrow, and Ken Olsen among others, is responsible for developing the first magnetic memory planes. A series of wires and toroid-shaped cores were woven together to create a grid containing 4,096 cores in total. Each plane was about a foot wide and long and 1 inch thick, making them easily stackable and much more practical than large drum memory. With each plane being hand-woven, containing 4,096 cores, each capable of storing 1 bit of memory, magnetic plane memory quickly became the fastest computer memory of its time, with data being able to be read from each core in millionths of a second. Previous magnetic memories were prone to failing once every few hours, making their use unreliable and causing scientific data to be suspect of errors. With the development of the magnetic memory plane, memory could be used for months at a time without having to worry about failing, all while gaining the benefits of high-speed digital memory. These planes were considered the first RAM chips that would ultimately transform the way data is stored forever. Modern RAM and its applications in today's technology. Today, RAM has evolved into the form of DIMM RAM, or Dual Inline Memory Module RAM. This DIMM RAM is essentially a circuit board with multiple chips on each side containing millions of transistors that work similarly to the cores in the old memory planes. Measuring about half an inch for each chip and being fractions of an inch thick, these chips can hold millions of times more data than the first hand-woven memory planes. A stick of RAM today is capable of storing dozens of gigabytes of data and can be used alongside other sticks to increase this capacity without decreasing read and write speeds. The most recent form of DIMM RAM, called DDR5 memory, can store up to 128 gigabytes per module, with speeds of up to 51.2 gigabytes per second, making modern RAM millions of times faster than old memory planes. The invention of the magnetic memory plane paved the way for modern RAM chips and has led to the development of storage solutions that are a fraction of the size of Charles Babbage's original memory module, all while being capable of speeds billions of times faster and capable of storing hundreds of millions of times more data at a time. With such technological advancements originating from the memory plane, computers today would be hundreds of thousands of times slower, dozens of times larger, and nowhere near as portable as modern computers. Jay Forrester's team at MIT have developed quite possibly the most important technological advancement that directly contributed to the way we use and look at computers today.